Welcome to Range Truth. This is the first video in the Accuracy Project, a series focused on testing firearms and ammunition using measured data to see how they actually perform. If you enjoy data-driven firearm testing, consider subscribing to the channel. We'll be testing a lot more firearms and ammunition as the Accuracy Project continues. In this episode, we're testing the Daniel Defense Delta 5 Pro in 6.5 Creedmoor. We'll shoot multiple factory loads, measure group size and muzzle velocity, and compare suppressed and unsuppressed performance. The goal is simple: measure how the firearm and ammunition combination actually perform. Every firearm in the Accuracy Project is tested using the same general process, which allows results to be compared across different platforms and different ammunition combinations. This exact setup may vary depending on the firearm being tested, but the goal is always the same: measure real performance using consistent methods and document data. The firearm we're testing today is the Daniel Defense Delta 5 Pro chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. The rifle has a 24-inch cold hammer forged barrel with a 1-in-8 twist rate, which is designed to stabilize a wide range of modern 6.5 projectiles. The muzzle device has been replaced with an Area 419 Hellfire muzzle brake, compatible with Thunderbeast CB suppressor mounts. For part of this test, the rifle will also be run with a Thunderbeast Ultra 9 suppressor. The factory trigger has been replaced with a Trigger Check Diamond flat trigger. Let's measure our trigger pull weight. I'll check 5 times and give you the average pull weight. All right, now we're going to measure our trigger pull weight using a Wheeler Pro Trigger device. Chamber is empty, safety is off. 5.5 ounces. $8.9 ounces. 7.7 ounces. 7.7 ounces. 6.4 ounces. That gives us an average pull weight of 7.3 ounces. The optic on this rifle is the Sig Sauer Tango 6 5-30 by 56 scope. The reason I selected this optic is the Levelplex anti-cant system, which helps ensure the rifle remains level while shooting. I add a video demonstration here. Daniel Defense states the Delta 5 Pro is capable of .5 MOA groups at 100 yards with quality match ammunition. For this test, we'll evaluate several different factory loads. The ammunition being tested today includes Hornady Match 140 grain, Hornady Match 147 grain, Norma Golden Target Match 130 grain, Federal Premium 140 grain Sierra Match King, and Remington Premier Match 140 grain. For each load, we will measure group size, muzzle velocity, extreme spread, and standard deviation. Velocity will be recorded for every shot using an Athlon chronograph. Before beginning the test, I documented the environmental conditions with a Kestrel. My elevation is 1,348 feet, temperature 85 degrees, wind is averaging 7 miles an hour from my 430 relative to my target, humidity 34%, pressure 28.42, estimated density altitude of 5,250 feet. These conditions can influence bullet flight and velocity, so they are included for transparency. Group size will be measured center to center. This means the distance is measured between the centers of the 2 most distant bullet holes in the group. This is the standard method used to evaluate firearm accuracy. The rifle is being tested with a fouled barrel. The barrel was fouled prior to the beginning of the test. The first shot fired today will be a cold bore shot. All shooting is done from a controlled shooting platform to minimize shooter influence. Between groups, the rifle will be allowed to cool to maintain consistent testing conditions. Each group will be a 5-shot group fired at 100 yards. After shooting, we will review the targets and the recorded data. For each load, we will show group size, average velocity, extreme spread, and standard deviation, suppressed and unsuppressed. These results represent the rifle, this ammunition, and these conditions on this particular day. Every firearm is slightly different, and results can vary between firearms, ammunition lots, and environmental conditions. The goal of this project is not to claim universal results, it is to document data. If you want to see how this data performs at distance, stay tuned for part 2. We'll take this measured data, plug it into a ballistic calculator, and validate it on the range. No guesses, no hype, just range truth. All right, we're getting ready to go with the actual testing. We're starting off with the Hornady match 140 grain. I'm gonna do 2 5-shot groups unsuppressed at 100 yards and follow that up with 5 shots suppressed at 100 yards, and that will use up all 20 rounds in that box. And then we'll move to the next match ammunition that'll be the 147 grain. So just wanted to let you know we're getting going, and let me know what you think. All right, good evening everyone. Brought all of our test groups home and measured them. I wanted to tell you that, and I'll show you pictures as we go through it so we can kind of discuss the results that we got. So our first ammunition that we tested was the Hornady 140 grain. Our first 2 groups unsuppressed were 0.60 inches and 0.71 inches for an average of 0.66 inches. Our suppressed groups were a little bit larger, 0.94 inches and 0.93 inches for an average of 0.94. Next up was our Hornady 147 grain. Our first group was 0.72 inches. Our next group was 0.62 inches. Both of those were unsuppressed for a 0.67 average. Our suppressed groups were 0.64 and 0.78 for an average of 0.71. Next up was our Norma. Our unsuppressed groups with Norma were 0.32 inches and 0.71 inches for an average of 0.52 inches. Our suppressed groups, the first one was 0.31. That was actually the smallest suppressed group that we had, to go along with a 0.79 for an average of 0.55. In our Federal, our unsuppressed groups were 0.44 inches and 0.46 inches for an average of 0.45 inches. Our suppressed groups were 0.56 inches and 0.80 inches for an average of 0.68 inches. Last was our Remington, and it actually performed the best. Our first two unsuppressed groups were 0.56 inches, and the next group was 0.28 inches, which was our smallest unsuppressed group, for an average of 0.42 inches, which was our best averaged unsuppressed group. And then our suppressed group was 0.33 inches and 0.57 inches for an average of 0.45 inches, which was our best average for a suppressed group. So there's the results. Stay tuned for part 2. We'll take it out to the range and have some fun with the information we gathered. See you later.